Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video.
Yes, do that right now. Check out the podcast below in the description.
Warriors lost to the Celtics in game one after they were in control. I wouldn't quite say cruise control, but, had a lead.
Pretty big lead. It was like 12 points at the end of three quarters.
What was the fourth quarter score, John?
40-16. At one point in time in the third quarter, I thought, is this going to be a 20-point blowout? But it never really quite felt like that. But it kind of felt like it was going that way. And then all hell broke loose, and they got curb stomped.
Only one way to describe it, John, as Mark Jones did on the broadcast.
What do you say?
The insurrection.
Mark Jones. Yeah. That was... They couldn't miss. By about the third three, you just was like, this is going in. Every single one, you're kind of breast stops, and they hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Horford had one that looked like one from Ray Allen. The way it hit the net, it's like, what is going on? You know when it hits right in the front of the net and it kind of swoops in the back? It looks really sweet. When Horford did that, I'm like, I don't think they'll ever miss again.
No, they went Derek White. They went, hold on, let me back it up. They went Jaylen Brown 3, bang. Within 2, then a couple buckets happened back and forth. Peyton Pritchard, bang. Get well soon. Mike Breen, within 2. Derek White, bang, with Steph in his face. Actually, that was later. Derek White, bang, got it within 1. Derek White, bang, tied the game at 103. Al Horford, bang, Celtics up 3, timeout. Out of the timeout, they play the clip of Steve Curry's like, we just got to stop. We just get a bucket, get a stop, tie game. Instead, it's a turnover. Al Horford, bang. It's 109-103. Timeout. They come out of the timeout. Al Horford, 16-footer, bang. It's 111-103.
He couldn't miss.
Could not miss. Marcus Smart, bang, 114-103. Marcus Smart, bang, 117-103.
Maybe now that I'm taking a deep breath, they were up 12 points going in the fourth quarter. So you can't, it was just one quarter where a team didn't miss, but it felt like that quarter encapsulate. If these guys hit some shots, they kind of felt like the better team in the first half. They're longer. I'm texting people, is this like the 90s Bulls? They got dudes everywhere. Their length. I've been hearing about it, but it's not like I'm super locked into the Miami series because it's so goddamn boring. And, they hang their hat on defense, but holy shit. Jordan Poole can't do anything against these guys. It's just all Steph and Clay. And then some of the other, Iguodala, Looney, Draymond, Poole and obviously Wiggins. Poole got kind of, you keep saying he needs to hit the weight room. He's getting tossed around, bro.
Ball's just getting ripped from him. I didn't think, for most of that game, I watched the game and thought, I think I thought coming in, this was going to be a very good series. Could be 7 games. Obviously, a lot of people think that, so that's not unique. But I watched and thought, the Warriors are the better team. My problem with that game is not that the way it ended indicates something that the Warriors are not capable of. A team goes on a 17-0 run hitting shots like that. I don't think that's representative of the matchup. But just losing like that in game 1 and losing home court that quickly, now they got to win 3 games. You got to win 4. And, they're a good – that's the thing about them. I think I saw they were 8-3 on the road in the playoffs. I think they're now 9-3 on the road in the playoffs coming in.
They're a good road.
And you're supposed to be the closing team. You've been here before.
I do think it's pretty hard to lose a game when Steph has 34 in a NBA final game, and it was just humming.
Yeah, although one of the reasons I liked Miami as a matchup is because you'd be fine with Jimmy Butler getting 40, right? I think the Warriors would rather – I know they did a good job on Tatum, but they'd rather Tatum had 40 and Al Horford had 15 and Jaylen Brown have 24 and Derek White have 9, then Derek White have 21. Jaylen Brown.
You watched that first half and thought the Warriors were the better team. I just thought this is.
I just watched the whole game leading up to that run, and I thought the Warriors were the better team. Yeah, but I think the Celtics are worthy of it. They are a championship level team. Yes, but I didn't feel. I
didn't feel like they were overwhelmed or whatever. But this team. Was
I just thought. This is the way to put it. I watched and thought, okay, this is what I thought it was going to look like, and I think the Warriors are going to win the series. That's what I thought.
My take through the first half was this thing can go either way. Then obviously they had the big second half.
I agree, but
go either way in the series. I kind of and now Boston has the clear advantage because game 2 is must win. Because I'm watching that game in the first half going, the Warriors aren't going to win in Boston. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to win in Boston. It is just hard, even though I know the Celtics have struggled there. That environment's going to be bananas. They got to go up 2-0. And now, I mean, game 2 basically becomes a must-win game because you can't go back 2-0 going back. You had all this rest. That's a gut-wrenching loss. Now, I know it is a little fluky. Like, they didn't miss for, in 10 minutes, basically, it felt like in the fourth quarter. But, goddamn, that's a...
Yeah, see, that's where I go back to fluky or not fluky. The flukiness means it doesn't actually represent what's about to happen next, but it's irrelevant that it's fluky in the sense that they just stole game 1 from you on your floor. So it really hurts.
Yeah.
Like that could cost you the series.
I'm trying to do my math. I guess were the Warriors down at half? 54. Yeah. I mean, they were down 2 at half. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, this team is every bit as good as the Warriors. I mean, clearly they won, but yeah, I've not thought that the last three matchups, and this is a different animal.
No, it is. And that's why I said I think it could have gone. I came in thinking this could go 7, but I watched the series and thought, I just kind of like, okay, I don't think they're just going to overwhelm the Warriors in a way. But here's the thing. I think they're kind of deeper right now than the Warriors are.
Well, they are.
Right? Because their 8 guys really contribute. The Warriors kind of 8. It's like Iguodala hit a couple of shots, but like the Warriors are not, would you say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, are they 8 deep? I don't know. Not Poole's going to have 9 points.
Yeah, to me, if Poole's going to have 9 points and just to me, he was completely overwhelmed. I'm not saying the Warriors players at any moment were overwhelmed. I'm just saying like their physicality. Poole looked like a dude that it jumped up another level, like Otto Porter, Iguodala. To me, they looked completely normal, like a lot of the Celtics guys. Poole's getting shoved around. He just didn't look comfortable. He hit the 1-3, I think, coming out of the second half, but I didn't like the way his physicality looked around some of those guys. Then you realize like most of their players are older.
Well, he had Marcus Smart take it from him. He had who else just ripped it from him while he was standing there?
Was it Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, it might have been Jaylen Brown. He didn't know where to go with the ball, and Jaylen Brown just took it. He had 4 turnovers. That's a guy. I think game 2 to me is like the first thing Sunday night you're watching is did Jordan Poole get the experience of game 1, and is this too soon for him to?
Well, that's going to be another guy.
Turn the page.
Why I say it's going to be hard to win on the road. Like if he struggles the first 2 games, what the hell is he going to do there?
Well, yeah. I mean,
this is a conducive environment for him.
Absolutely, but he's never played in that environment, right?
I know, but he's been playing in the playoffs now for a little while. This was
he's 22 years old. My point is like game 2. What it has been in the postseason is like, what kind of Wiggins are you going to get? Well, now you're getting Wiggins. Now can Poole get better within the series?
I heard Slater say this to Russillo that a good barometer for the Warriors when Draymond scores 10, just because everyone's always going to get theirs. But if Draymond can score, it helps him out a lot. Like he had 4. Those free throws weren't even close. When you have him and Iguodala on the floor at the same time, I mean, when a shot goes up, you're like, they probably ain't going in. That's a problem, So even when the Celtics have a lineup of White, Smart, Tatum, Brown, and Horford out there, like everyone can score. So if they get freaky hot, like if Iguodala and Draymond Green are on the floor, I mean, you could.
Well, even if it's Looney who can score around the basket, but Looney's not hitting any jump shots. Like Looney and Draymond had 8 points combined. Those are starters.
Got to dust off Kuminga.
Maybe.
Just big picture.
Even Moody's hit a few shots. Like the Celtics are never without shooters on the floor outside of their stars.
Now, regardless of what we thought before the series, it's clear the series is on. The Warriors are going to have to earn this fucking thing. And we talked about it maybe off air earlier today. Like, I think we talked about it this week on the pod. Like the pressure, obviously there's pressure when you get to a finals, but if the Warriors were to lose this finals, like, listen, I fucking love this team. I love these guys. So do a lot of people in Northern California. They're extremely popular, says the TV numbers. But I also think a sneaky part of their relevance, especially nationally, I think a lot of people kind of watch them to root against them in a weird way. Yeah. Like just because they draw them to the TV. I think there were a lot of probably people tonight kind of rooting for the Celtics.
Which is hard because the Celtics are historically an easy team to hate also, right?
It's just more about the Warriors brand. They don't want to see them get the other championship, and the takes then come flying.
It's a lot of Draymond.
There is more, but just Steph's the whole, his whole thing. Even though you watch him tonight, you're like, is anyone arguing that this is a guy's not brilliant at the sport? Like, what are we talking about?
I know. I watch the first quarter. You're like, Steph's getting his MVP. And then he doesn't score in the second quarter. And then you go straight to Magic Johnson. Like, Magic, what do you think? He's like, Marcus Smart can't stop Steph. It's like, you just won a quarter without scoring, Magic. Were you watching?
Where did Magic come from? They've had the same crew all year. They get to Golden State Finals, and then all of a sudden, they're all scrunched in, and Magic is there. Did Magic call them and say, "Hey guys,
might have"? Because isn't that what happens? Like when he's on the Stephen A. show, where he's just like, "I want to come in." I respect Magic for this. Magic could easily just show up wearing like Axe's outfit from Billions everywhere he goes. Just kind of like the venture capital outfit, or even like the guy from Journey that played the anthem in a hoodie and a leather vest.
Well, you see what Beverly wears on his getup hits? It's his normal clothes.
Yeah, Magic shows up everywhere in a double-breasted suit.
Yeah.
I give him credit for putting on the suit.
I do too. I would that would not be the route I'd take, but he clearly takes it.
I thought Jalen, when I glanced for a second, I thought it was like College Game Day where they have the celebrity guest picker. Maybe someone I thought they had the person who was going to sing the anthem on the set. When I turned the TV on out of the corner of my eye, and then I realized, no, that's Jay. I thought it was like, I don't know, somebody famous singer, but it was Jalen.
I felt pretty good about the Warriors winning. Went to halftime. My juju got off. I'm like, this is the worst halftime I've ever seen. Then the Warriors take the lead. I was about to get really cocky on social media.
Yep, same.
I swear to God, when that first three went early, I kind of got a little like, okay, let's just. Yeah. I didn't get that cocky when they hit a couple shots. They kind of they had me on edge, even when they were winning. It's like this team is just their vibe, and they're flying around. I don't know. But they were missing so many fucking shots, and then they went. That was like 2015 Steph Clay level, just unconscious. They like you listed, there was like 4 that got involved in the party, but I felt like Horford turned into Klay Thompson. He couldn't miss.
And neither could Derek White. When Derek White hit the one where like Steph actually created a problem and the shot clock was winding down and Steph was right in him and he still hit the shot.
Is Derek White a good player?
He's a good player.
Guy, right?
What's that?
Isn't he a Pac-12 guy?
Yeah, I mean, he started his career at like some Division II school. Like he was nowhere near an NBA prospect. Then he goes to Colorado at the end for like a year at the end of his career. And then he was having a good start to his career in San Antonio.
Wasn't he like a first-round pick?
Yeah, and then Boston. You can see he's long and he can shoot, plays defense. And then Boston traded for him during the year. He's been really good.
They love those guys. That's what their whole team's made.
Well, again, I've watched enough of them. Like their 8 guys are legitimate. Like you can count on Peyton Pritchard to hit open threes and defend. Like he defends. Here's the other thing. Like Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown. Like Peyton Pritchard's. I don't know, man. Those guys just.
You know what the play?
Jordan
you know
Poole
what the
doesn't intimidate Peyton Pritchard. Dude played in the Final Four as a true freshman, starting point guard.
Well, Marcus is like Draymond, but 6'4", and can shoot a little. When Marcus had the J. Will behind the back, fake pass, come back to his body layup, that was the sweetest play of the game. I don't know
anybody around him when he did it.
I think he kind of lucked into it. I don't know if but it went smooth. I don't know if he knew exactly what he was doing. But the way
he didn't need to do it, right? It just kind of happened for no reason.
I thought he could have just like dunked it or something. I don't know what he was doing, but that whenever you go around the back to yourself layup, or fake it half around the back layup. To me, that's my favorite. It's my kid, my youth, Jay Will. You know,
was there a and one mixtape tour 30 for 30 that just aired or something?
I didn't see anything.
I saw somebody say that Hot Sauce. You remember Hot Sauce from the And One mixtape tour?
Isn't that Rafer Alston?
No, that's Skip to My Lou. Hot Sauce was later. Rafer was older, but Rafer like played in the league.
Fresno State.
Hot Sauce. I guess one thing was like he went to like some NBA summer league, and all the NBA guys were calling him Ketchup. How great is that?
Hot Sauce was not as good as Rafer, right? Like he didn't.
No. Rafer played in the NBA.
Yeah, Rafer was an NBA legitimate point guard for a while. Yeah. Hot Sauce was like average. I do remember the Hot Sauce was because the guy, whatever the mic guy at the half court, always screaming.
There was AO. Remember, he'd be like, AO.
He could take your brand to another level. He could take your brand to another level. You need him on your side.
I went with AJ, and I think maybe
I went.
Did you go? There was one in Sac, and it was
like the minor league though, wasn't it?
But they were was Cadillac there? They were pulling people out of the crowd to go 1-on-1 with the guys, and they were just killing them. But
that wasn't like the A team. of and one.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think
it was like it turned out to be. I thought we were going to the A team. It turned out to be like the second tier minor league group trying to get on the main mix.
So hey, Sunday, like you said, I think you nailed it. Sundays must win.
Sunday's a big boy game. There will be a lot of people in the Bay Area. Keep an eye on that one because I'm nervous. I'm not tweeting shit. I'm gonna go mute. I am nervous. Like if you told me right now, I'm not acting like the Warriors are gonna go out like chumps or whatever, but this team is just so good defensively. Like the Warriors losing 6 or something. It's on the table.
Once you lose game 1, it's on the table, especially at home.
And now they kind of like this team's gonna have some swag, like the fucking Warriors. If you just beat them like that, you're not gonna look at them like
what do they
say?
Wolf. They're like, the Celtics. They're like, Jason Tatum just had 12 points and we just won the game. Now he also had 13 assists. Holy shit. He had 13 assists.
That's the other thing.
And 2 turnovers.
One thing the Warriors have usually that other teams don't, like they have Draymond's and Iguodala's and even Clay and Looney. They can do like 2 or 3 things. It's like they don't just have like Poole's really the only guy that just scores. They have a lot of guys who can pass, who can rebound, who can play D. Celtics, their whole team is that. Like every guy out of like the 4 main things you need checks off at minimum like 3 of them.
Well, they do the same. Like they move the ball or they can play one-on-one and they defend. Warriors move the ball and they got one-on-one guys and they kind of went one-on-one a few times late.
Warriors would have paid to see like the Sixers instead of these guys.
Oh my God. Or the Heat. I think Draymond, when he said we're playing the Celtics, when he said that before game 6, I do wonder if he was trying to get Miami to win that series. When he went on TNT and said, "Oh, I know who we're playing. We're playing Boston."
But if you were just watching it, is crazy. Everyone agreed with him.
I agreed with him. But I wonder if he was. Then they beat the next day. Miami wins. They're like, "Thanks, Draymond."
If he did, that's Bill Walsh level thinking.
That's what he would rather be playing the Heat right now. I know that for a fact.
If he honestly did that, that's Bill Walsh level.
Which is the one thing, if you want some optimism from the Warriors' perspective, as good as the Celtics looked, it did take them 7 games to beat Miami.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the home environment, and we've talked about this. I think anyone that's watched is probably the best in the league going right now. But Boston. they have lost games there. Yeah. Boston, if it would be berserk, guy, if they went back there 2-0. Berserk.
But 1-1, it's going to be berserk.
Yeah, it would be berserk no matter what. But 2-0, there'd be like blood in the water. Can this team sweep? Like Bill Russell, Larry Bird.
We should offer Mark Jones $50 to say berserk in game 2 if he gets to game. If he does,
you never know. Breen.
There might be Mark Jones by himself by game 2. I was thinking if Mark Jackson couldn't have done the game tonight, what would they have done? And would Stephen A. have campaigned to just be the analyst on the broadcast?
I wonder if they brought.
Probably gone like.
I wonder if they brought Magic for that reason. They just would have.
Nah, Magic does. I think they would have. They would have gone with one of their own people to do the game, like. Who else do they use? Doris or
could Stephen A do it?
I would have loved just Stephen A on the game. Stephen A and Mad Dog Russo. Cozy would have 100 points tonight. Cozy would have 100.
Just those 2, though.
I don't even. No play-by-play guy. Just those 2.
Basically, just do a 2.5-hour radio show podcast.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we'll see you on Sunday with that one.
Jesus.